Shop Talk, baby. This is the show where it's okay to be you. We're talking from Yale to jail and from the church house to the pimp house. Nothing's excluded on Shop Talk. So if you don't have a phone, I suggest you borrow one. Call in and voice your opinion live every Saturday morning from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. Yeah, that's right, 10 a.m. to 12 noon. Don't forget to Shop Talk with your girl, because right here, we keeps it real.
Stepping out, open sesame, here comes Rastama. Abacadabra, catch me if you can. I know you find it hard to believe that I am the genie of your lamp, and I can do anything you wish, but right now I'm commanding you to dance. Stepping out, stepping out. Oh, I'm stepping out, stepping out. Invisible music, lead me up to the cradle of sound. Rhythm and dance, you cannot see it nowhere on earth. Can this reggae be found? I said, I know you find it hard to believe that I am the genie of your lamp, and I can do anything you wish, but right now I'm commanding you to dance. Rain down, rain down, rain down, brimstone, thunder and lightning, hurricane, ooh, cyclone.
Good morning to my lovely people. How are we today? Are we doing it or not? Everybody like, yeah.
Doing good.
Doing good? Are we sure?
Oh,
that ain't good. Well, see, we want good vibes. All good vibes, because today's show is going to be a lot of fun. Y'all probably like, yeah, okay, Mel. Listen, it's going to be a good time. I got to tell y'all what I experience as I do each and every week. Y'all already know. So, I go to Dollar General. This is earlier in the month. I meant to talk about it last week, but that's all right. It's good for what's happening right now. So I go to Dollar General. I'm chilling. You know, it's February, and being, you know, what I used to do, I like to decorate for the holidays. So at this time, and then all the hate and all that stuff in the world, I'm looking for love. So you already know where this is going. Look at AmberDee's like, okay, what we doing here? So this lady comes up behind me. She was really nice. She really was. Listen. And she said, Happy Black History Month. Okay, but it took me by surprise. Why did it take me by surprise? Because I wasn't expecting anybody to say that. I never heard. Out of all my years of being on this earth, I never heard anybody say Happy Black History Month. So I was like, thank you. Now I'm in the Valentine's Day stuff. I'm looking for love, you know. I'm on that part of it. So she said, I was like, thank you. So here's my thoughts. I see it. Oh man, I have to respond. So I'm in my mind is like, okay, thank you. And I didn't want her to feel bad. So I was having this conversation at work and people was like, well, why would you care about how she felt? I said, because there again, here's the situation of white fragility. Are you guys familiar with that term, white fragility? So I was like, wow. So here's somebody trying to be nice and don't know what to say, but says something to me. I took it as being kind because that's the type of person I am. And I'm like, thank you. I'm glad you recognized it. Whereas me, it took me by surprise because, you know, I'm black every day. I'm like, oh, okay. So what's your thoughts on that? Anybody, speak first.
Ooh, well, with me, I'm starting to see stories of people posting that, you know, white people are saying it now, or some of them are recognizing, but it's a fine line. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how I would react if somebody said it to me. Like, okay, I'll probably be the same way. Like, okay, they like, thank you.
Okay. What you got, Nate?
That's a new one to me. I haven't heard it, and I'd probably be like, huh? But I mean, I'll just take it as, okay, you get a point for effort. I see what you're trying it. I mean, other than that, but it took me for a loop.
Okay, what about you, AmberDee?
I feel like I've definitely heard it before. It's definitely one of those super woke white person type things. You know, like Nate said, it's A for effort. Thanks. Just keep pushing. So, you know.
Yes, I noticed you in your reparations try.
Okay.
Oh, come to think of it, yeah, my aunt has never said it. She got for the black kids. My uncle's wife, and she's never said that ever.
I don't know. Is it warranted? Because, you know, sometimes we'd be like, okay, well, they don't recognize it. And then when they recognize it, we're taking it back like, wait a minute.
We're being black.
Yeah. Keep it 100.
I mean, I think that it's good. You know, it's shows the effort. And I also, it could be one of those things where if someone doesn't know how to initiate a conversation with it, and they're just trying to be friendly and cordial. So
I think you're onto something because we were together in the aisle by ourselves.
yeah, so it could be an attempt at an icebreaker, and if you're not socially awkward, then you know you're not
Well, I'm telling you, I got these here Valentine's Day jelly beans. That's what I was getting. I was like, okay, make sure I get it all. But I just want to know you guys' take on it. So you know I got to go to the next one. Segue right on in.
Oh.
So what happened in New York? Working in the school system, as I did. I guess the cafeteria for the month of February decided to serve chicken and waffles and watermelon for Black History Month. Did they say it was Black History Month? No, they didn't. So let me be fair. What's your thoughts?
I'm like, was it a white school?
It matters, don't it? I be telling people that. Every time I'm telling the story at work, I be like, listen, the reason I got, they be like, man, why you always got to say if they're black or white? I said, it makes the story better.
It makes
you get some understanding.
Dave Chappelle said he doesn't feel comfortable eating chicken or watermelon around white people because he thinks they're looking at him like, oh, look,
Go ahead, AmberDee. What's your thoughts? The schools never served it before.
Okay, they never served it. It was a predominantly white school.
We don't know, but the area in which it's in New York is more upscale.
Upscale. Okay. Well, considering that context, I feel like it was probably, not less than ideal. If it was a predominantly black school, it'd be like, you going home to eat chicken? No way, stop. But I do feel like you said, context matters. Definitely tasteless. And I just feel like it's one of those, instead of like really trying to dig into the history, which is the point of the month, it's just falling back on like caricatures and stereotypes. And a really superficial way of honoring Black history.
Okay, what's your thoughts, Nick? Oh, she got her hand. Her hand is on her forehead. Let me get me a hard jelly bean. Go ahead.
I've been listening to that story all week on the radio, and that is utterly ridiculous. It is a stereotype for Black people. Why some random white person, because you know that's who did it, thought that that would be appropriate to serve in a school cafeteria is beyond me, because just as many white folks eat watermelon waffles and chicken as Black people.
That was probably their thought. That's probably why they thought it would be okay. But I'm glad you brought that up. So if the director or whoever of the cafeteria, food services, let me be properly correct, if they were Black, would we feel the same way?
No.
Go ahead, AmberDee.
Okay, so I could be wrong, so I'm going to go ahead and say allegedly. What I learned about watermelon and why Black people are associated with watermelon in America is really a good thing. So I feel like, and first of all, watermelon delicious, and especially in this new age, super healthy, health conscious culture we're in right now, like watermelon is, first of all, it's actually a superfood.
It is.
It's just it's a great fruit. So I really have to defend watermelon.
Clearly.
Yeah, you can lift.
Lift every voice and sing, honey. Go ahead.
And as far as fried chicken, and it maybe if they had like something that was like putting the context of it or something to teach the students, then maybe, but still, it's kind of just like, I feel like you can get away with the watermelon, but the fried chicken, I'm like,
You can't turn away fried chicken, though. You can't turn it away.
I know.
So fried chicken, wait a minute. Wait. So fried chicken can be on the menu, though. They can, on the lunch menu. Fried chicken can be on the lunch menu. I think it's the fried chicken, the waffles, and the watermelon. Now, let me say this. Immediately, when I heard the story and read about it, I went, I was a school nurse. I'm like, to the watermelon because of the seeds. It's because they're going to be calling me, who's choking on the seeds here? Because food services is not plucking out every seed of that watermelon. Okay? And even if you cut it up. So that's where I'm at. I was like, See, I would have said, it would have been a no-go as soon as you came to medical. I'd have been like, this is what we're looking at for the menu. Do you think? I'd have been like, no, for the watermelon. Real talk. Yes, it is a superfood, but I got to do me. If you are a diabetic, it is the worst fruit that you can eat. It will skyrocket your sugar so, you'll be in a diabetic coma. DKA. Okay? So, if you are a diabetic, be careful with that watermelon. Now, on to the fried chicken. Fried chicken, to me, used to be a stereotype. We got a shortage on wings, don't we? It ain't just Black people eating them.
No, sure ain't.
No, I feel like if you're into like mukbangs or any type of like food coverage, like people eat everything. If the food is good, good food is good food. to still like attach ourselves to fried chicken because every culture fries chicken. So
some cultures shake and bake it. I'm like,
well, they don't do it good.
Right, they may not do it well. They'll do it differently, but it's still a fried chicken. So it's just a food.
So the fried chicken is just a food, but the watermelon we have an issue with
no,
at the school.
I think
well, we know you fighting for watermelon. If you had a picket sign, I can see the watermelon.
I'm with you.
You fighting?
It's the combination. It's the combination.
Okay.
If they were separate, we would have a problem with that combination. Yeah. If I would take offense if it was like chitlin loaf. You know what I mean? If they were serving chitlin loaf, now I'm like, come on, son. Come on.
Now, okay, so to celebrate Black History Month, this is what we're saying. It just happened to be in February. This is what you're going to do. They didn't say that, so let me be clear, okay? We're just speculating. It's Black History Month. This is what you choose to serve. So what's on the menu Wednesday? That was my thought. We doing greens? Like, are you going to keep this same energy up for the entire month? Or is this just a fluke? So do you think this is white fragility? We don't know if she's black or white. For the sake of conversation, do you think that ordering that menu for that day is white fragility or they deliberately knew?
I think it's Becky on student council that's going to do something fun and wild. I know we can represent this way. I think it's white fragility.
What you think, Nick? And then I'm going to go to you, Amber.
And white fragility.
You think so? Oh, okay, go ahead. What you think?
I think it's white fragility, yeah.
Guess who disagree?
You.
I do, because for how long have we known fried chicken and watermelon has been like the butt of the joke for black people? Kind of, and I feel that way even, and I'm taking it to another level, even like the N-word. Oops, I'm so sorry. Then you want to come with an apology and we're supposed to say, oh, like you guys said, oh, that's white fragility. They didn't know. We keep giving passes for blatant ignorance. I think it's ignorant. Just like that, what's that store? What, Balenciaga with the whole, with the children? They stopped that immediately in bondage, like the dominatrix outfits. What was it? Was it Hollister or American Eagle that had the little black animated person? And that was a thing we talked about it. I can't remember which store. I think if we could get away with it, and this is just me, I'm air quotes, if we could get away with this, we got away with it. Oops, we didn't. Somebody said something. Oh, I didn't know. So that's just my thoughts and my view. When are we going to say, oh, you know? Because let me be frank. Fried chicken and waffles, watermelon, same as the N-word. Oh, I said the N-word. I didn't know. My apologies.
I can
well,
see.
why is it okay for you to say it and I can't say it?
But see,
but that's what you're gonna get. It could be a jab, or why is the news putting so much time on it? I don't mean to change the subject.
No, talk to it. Speak to it.
Do you know that they're what's the cancel culture? Natural woman is now they're gonna take it off of all platforms.
I see, and I'm so glad you brought that up.
Well, that was actually my next point. And AmberDee got her hair already like whooped up, like bam, let's go with it.
I completely agree. I think that it's not something that's that important. At the end of the day, if someone's gonna be bigoted, they're gonna be bigoted. They're gonna believe whatever they want to believe about you. It's kind of an isolated incident. But then we have something bigger like natural and being put under attack, and even bigger issues than that with like CRT and stuff in our public school systems.
Come on, CRT stands for?
Critical race theory.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it's whatever. Because I'm a foodie. I like to eat. So I'm just like, well, did it taste good? Like, was it good?
Was it good? So now, to Nate's point, he said that Dave Chappelle, and I think I saw that special where he said he won't eat it in front of people. There's a lot of black people who won't eat certain foods in front of other races. Well, actually, one race, Caucasian, non-melanated, be honest with you.
Yeah, that's what, because I feel like, do Asians feel Latino like that? Do Hispanic? And I was reading a blog about ethnic kids going to school. And back in the day when we were little kids, you know, a black kid would be bringing some leftovers from dinner the night before, like some fried chicken.
Oh, you're talking about their lunch?
And then, right, their lunch. And then the Hispanics was like, yeah, I was so embarrassed that we couldn't afford to buy school lunch, and I had to bring some enchiladas from home, and it was super ethnic.
And then there's me like, let me try it. Let me see what you got.
So I think it's one of those things where if you're not comfortable with your own heritage, it'll make you'll feel uncomfortable. I think it's something more common with like younger people. But no, if it feels good, I'm eating it. So.
Okay, so here's the thing. We can't even really argue this point, but I'm just going to bring it up. So if they decide, what's it, Cinco de Mayo? So if they decide, okay, we're going to do tacos today, even though you get tacos at lunch any time of the year.
Yo.
Do we have that same plight?
Not us. We don't have the plight, but I mean, as adults, we can look at it and be like, Becky's on the board.
What you got, Nick? Go ahead. You silent today.
Absolutely, because like you say, you can get tacos anytime in school. But the fried chicken, waffles, and the watermelon, we know that's not being served all the time throughout the school.
Watermelon out of season. I don't know where they got it.
Exactly. So, well, if you down, well, yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay. But it's like, so them serving tacos during Cinco de Mayo probably wouldn't even be a thought for anybody because they serve it throughout the school year anyway.
Or every Tuesday.
Right. So it's the combination in the time of the year that you decided to serve. Now, had they served this combination meal throughout the school year, I don't think anybody would be talking about it. That's the whole issue.
Maybe it's the introduction. Maybe it's the start to it. If we were quiet.
Well, we here at White Man Academy would like to say that we're giving people, and we're going to serve chicken and watermelon to our students to honor Black History Month. We don't want that.
Now that's what I'm saying. And that's why I started with the lady saying Happy Black History Month, and I was like, oh wait, huh? It's like, what do we want?
Black people. Your cousin. All of y'all cousins.
It's like, what do we want?
We want to be recognized 365 days a year, not 28 days a year.
Come on now, but who fought for the 28? I ain't about to do you no Black History moment, but I might at the end of the show and tell you exactly where it came from.
When are we going to just be recognized, period?
Well, okay. All right, Nick. Dang it. You have us who say, oh, we got the shortest month of the year. You know what? Stay to the end of the show. I'm going to tell you at the end in a footnote. I'll give you the history of that. Because it's like, okay, we got a month. Yeah, we got a month. Why we got to have the shortest month? Come on.
Yeah.
So, like, we're trying. We're getting there gradually, but we have to keep standing up. But like what Nate was saying, he all right with it. Put it on the menu. This is elementary. But don't they send menus home? Do they do that anymore? Remember the menus?
Yeah.
For the whole month?
For the whole month.
No.
Or they're like, hey, we're going to surprise you. Here you go. For the two people that's in the school. Because it was a child that actually said what was on the menu to their parent. That's why it's important to talk to your children and listen to them. How was school today? Hey, this is what we had. You know? What we gonna do? What we gonna do, black people? Talk to me.
We get to keep on pushing.
What are we gonna fight for? What are we gonna stand up for?
Well,
we
have to figure out what we're all agree with before we go out there and fight.
Exactly.
Fights.
That's the whole issue.
Right. There's no black.
We can't agree amongst ourselves.
Right. If there was a black code that we all abided to, then everyone's fighting the same fight, and they can't beat us. But if we're gonna nitpick over here and nitpick over here, it's going to be a lot of just banter. A lot of just...
And diminishing what's most important.
Exactly.
Right. So it comes from home. It comes from home. You got to set that standard, that foundation early. So, you don't get caught up in all this stuff. I mean, cancel culture and you know how sensitive everything is. When we grew up, do you think Archie Bunker would be on? I mean, everything is just so, it's uber sensitive, and it's scary. It's scary to me.
I agree. It's very scary. And we don't need to be canceling culture, because I still have a problem with saying that mothers, you can't be a mother anymore. They're not saying mothers and fathers. They're talking about birthing, not devices. What is it? What are we supposed to be?
Birthing people and
birthing people.
Breastfeeding. I said, see, and I feel like with the natural woman thing, like it's actually just came across a survey on YouTube that said, do you feel like Hollywood is catering too much to the transgender population?
Yes.
And it was like, I think 75% of respondents said yes.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It said, think about this. Pepe Le Pew.
You're taking people back. You're taking it back.
But those are bad. Those are bad.
Yeah.
I'm like, Pepe is my dude. But he garnered unwanted attention to the ladies. He just like, hey, babe, no matter how far you run, I'm coming for you.
And that's what we want, which takes us into our topic. Today's topic is single by choice or not. Talk to us. We about to get into it.
So that's why you want to be on here, huh?
You're listening to Shop Talk with Mel. We'll be right back with the show.
Everything that happens is motivation. Everything that happens is motivation.
Hey! Good morning. And you're listening to Shop Talk with Mel. I am your host, Mel, and we have some we got a guest today. Nate Dogg is in the building. Let's give it up for Nate.
It is I, says me. It is I.
A lovely round of applause. And you guys, I'm sure you are familiar with Nick the Voice and AmberDee. Let's give it up to him. Oh, Nick too big to wave. Nick too big. She done graduated. Nick like, pose. Pose for the camera. All right, we're talking about this topic, the topic of single by choice, question mark for my listening audience. Are the people that you know that are single, are they single by choice? Now, all of us married, have been married, process on the way in, out, all that good stuff. Let's speak, because we've all been single. I'm single, but we've all been single. Let's speak to the people. Anybody? I hear birds chirping. Don't have me get my sound effects.
I think everyone I know.
People that I know that are single, I believe 75% of them are single by choice, and they'll let you know they don't want to be bothered.
Okay, go ahead, AmberDee.
Everyone I know, I would categorize them as single by choice, because I think everyone could be with someone, but that would require like lowering your standards and expectations. And you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you can be in a relationship with like a homeless bum that's living under a bridge, so you don't have to be single. And so because you're choosing to, reject certain options, that's your choice. So you're single by choice.
I agree with her. It is definitely a choice. So I mean, yeah, you choose to be single. You can find a relationship. I mean, I don't see no one that just can't find a relationship. Then there comes standards and what you're after and stuff like that. So it's a choice. They choose to be.
Okay, let's go with the stats. And these aren't current stats. These are stats I did a while back. It is 8 women to every 1 man. 8 women for 1 man.
Mm-hmm.
So with that being said, do we still feel the same way? And watch this. Watch this. For the Bible bangers. A man that findeth a wife finds a good thing. Remember the stats. 8 women to 1 man.
In America?
Uh-huh. These aren't right now. These are the ones from a few years back I did. So, you know, I pulls back my stuff. So if we go by those stats, 8 women to 1 man. Okay. The Bible says, hold on. A man that findeth a wife findeth a good thing. Today, is it a woman that findeth a husband findeth a good thing?
No.
Let's shop talk, people.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. A wife is already there. A man who has found a wife. She's already a wife when you find her. She's just not anyone has claimed her. She's already that woman. To be a husband is just a piece of paper. As I choose you, and now I'm a husband. But a wife is already preloaded. She's preloaded. You can tell a woman it's wife material.
Wife material? Okay, go ahead.
She's a wife already. She's not made just because she's married. A wife is preloaded. So if a man finds a wife, not a woman to make his wife, he finds a wife.
Okay. All right. AmberDee, you want to read the comment?
Sure. So Dana Penson of Facebook says, single by choice from being hurt, whether it was self-inflicted or staying in a situation longer than need be. Just tired of the BS. We're getting old.
Agree or disagree?
That's her truth. Yeah.
Actually, I think pretty sure that's a man, but
it's true.
Okay. Yeah, you can't go by the pictures though.
Oh,
but, okay. Yeah, but go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay, so you think it's true? There we go. I like it.
There we go.
All right, let's go with this comment. AmberDee.
Okay, so Daryl Jones of Facebook said, when I was single, it was by choice. I wanted to get me right first because if I wasn't right, we won't be right.
Agree or disagree?
Agree.
Totally.
Agree.
I'm glad he said that, but that's somebody that's grown.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how often do we see where you have, and I see it mainly with females that say, well, I need to be whole. That's a problem for me, that you're looking for someone to complete you. It sounds good. You know, that was a nice poetic gesture. I need to be whole. If a guy came to me and said, I need to be whole, guess where I'm going?
The other way.
You, girl, you know it. The other way. Now watch this. Now I got my ring going. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm divorced, but I keep it because it helps me. It helps me be single by choice without having to reject anybody. Reason being married is work. Now you hear over and over, listen, you hear over and over, they be like, oh, it's work. You have to work at it. You have to work at it. To me, and y'all hear me always say, listen, even during the dating scene, if we're dating, why are we working so hard for dating? We are not the two. Just as Amber said, anybody can find somebody. It's like, do you feel like putting in the effort? But to me, when I look at it, just visually looking at it, it's work. Physical work. Physical work. Not just the sex thing. Physical work. So the asset is us, ladies. I'm keeping it real. And it's like, here's the thing. This is what I have to do. And yes, it is. You guys are a distraction.
Us?
Men are a distraction. Oh, you're a distraction.
Yes.
You're a distraction. And you're a distraction. Real time. Yeah. Because we'll be focused on what we're doing. And it's like, here we go, here we go, here we go. And then you got somebody in your ear. Oh, I need this. Oh, you don't give me the time. Oh, listen, I remember dating this guy. I I wanted to watch the game. I like basketball. He wanted to watch a love movie. Hallmark, listen. I'm trying to see who in the championship, okay? But what it boiled down to, and he ended up saying, because we're cool now, he ended up saying, he was like, well, you just wouldn't give me the time because you were work-driven, okay? And this is what I have to do, and I have to make sure my stuff is on point. And, I just needed some time. So you want food for a boyfriend? Am I cooking? I'm not cooking every day. I'm not giving you wife. I'm sorry. I'm not giving you wife assets.
Okay, but
in dating. So
and he wanted time and stuff. That sounds.
He wanted time, but we had this conversation, Nate.
But here, Mel, in your defense, you're a unicorn. How many other women you know like you?
I don't know
exactly.
it.
You're a unicorn. And, you're a unicorn. For the most part, the distraction is, how in the Bible, if you read, and here,
go ahead.
The divine order is
God.
Right.
Family.
What spouse specifically?
It's supposed to be the husband if he's the head of the house.
Thank you.
But if you ain't head in the house and you ain't got no job, sir. Like, head this mother up then.
Well, guess what? You made some bad career choices. You chose wrong. Simple as that. And if you chose right, how am I a distraction? If you chose me.
See, that's the problem. So that's the problem. So back to the basics. A man that findeth a wife. Now, here's the thing. I'm chosen. And that's where the problem is at for right now. So you chose me because guess what? It was something in me that attracted you to me. But then when you get with me, you got a problem because what attracted you to me, I'm doing too much.
Okay, so did I just choose you and say, hey, you, Amber, you're my new woman. I choose you. That's it. We're together. We're a couple. Nothing said by you. We're a couple.
Right. That's how it used to be.
No. But now we're talking.
But but modern times, no, that absolutely is not how it works.
So what I'm saying is, so you have a choice whether to be with me or not, correct?
Definitely.
So just because I picked you to be with doesn't actually mean that you picked me.
Exactly.
So if you chose me, how am I a distraction because I chose you?
I think that men choose, but the woman has to accept.
Exactly.
The woman has to accept your offer.
She's accepting the wrong type of advantage.
Ooh, I'm agreeing with Nate. I'm agreeing with him.
Okay.
That's why we married now.
Okay.
Not really, but
that's how I go. Go ahead, Nick. Nick got something to say. Go ahead, Nick. What you got?
You want to know why y'all the distraction?
Wow.
Y'all the biggest distraction when you get hurt and when you get sick. Because when we're trying to work and the man steady calling, I need this, I need that. Babe, can you give me this? Can you stop by and give me that? Babe, I need this. Babe, I haven't eaten today. Babe. That's the distraction.
You ready?
What?
I'm going to go a little deep with this one.
Go ahead deep with it.
You ready?
Yeah.
What can your son, all y'all got sons?
No kids.
Okay, well, to the mothers, what can your son do for you to stop loving him?
That's not the same. Oh my gosh,
please don't let it be the same because I ain't looking to date my son.
Walk with me. Just walk with me.
Go ahead.
What does your son have to do for you to stop loving him?
What any of my children? How about that?
I'm just talking. Okay, well, let's just stay with the question. It's a yes or no. Just what does he have to do for you to stop loving him?
I would say there's a difference between love and like disownership.
Okay, what does he have to do that?
For me to disown him?
Yes.
Oh, I'm not putting that out there in the universe.
Something
horrific, yeah.
Horrific.
Okay, now my mom feels the same way, but now I'm with you, and you're mad at me because you ready to kick me out because I didn't put the toilet seat down because I didn't cook right or I wanted you to cook. So a man is coming from a woman who is the most powerful thing on the planet. I don't know why y'all want to be strong.
I don't.
But whoa. We're the distraction, but we have to be strong. I never said, hey, somebody was busting in my house. I heard a noise downstairs. I said, hey, honey, it's your turn to go check because you're strong and independent. There's roles. I never told her.
I would be laughing so hard. That would be so freaking funny.
But it is, and where's the distractions? We're needed. It makes everything better. Stats show it, everything.
What happened to the alarm system?
Right man.
What happened to the alarm system?
The right man choose you, or however you want to put it. Stats show we're the distraction, but we're needed. And a lot of them aren't raised in ideal situations.
Oh, okay.
And you gotta vet them.
Okay, wait, Nate. Wait, Nate. I'm gonna agree with you as far as you are needed with family rearing. I'm gonna agree with you on that.
Everything.
In a relationship, I can say, I don't need you to be with me 24 hours a day. Let me say that.
You can say that. You can say that. And you'll find the type of guys you need. But you said men. There's some dude that just...
If you leave the toilet seat up and you piss on the seat, bye, I'm out. If my son pisses on the... Listen, watch this. If my son pisses on the seat, he out. Okay? That's why he got his own spot. But he was brought up and reared from me, just like you said, so he was taught not to do that.
But a man is coming...
I don't care about the seat being up.
Okay, but whatever the case is, a man...
Make sure that toilet clean.
The only person, the love he had unconditionally, in most cases, is from his mom.
Yes, but when the two becomes
so he's
one...
leaving that to come to you.
Watch this. I hear you. But when the two becomes one, I got my family, they have their family, reared totally different. Again, that's why I say marriage is a whole lot of work because you got to deal with all of that. So some people don't want to deal with that and was like, I like me. I'm single by choice. You could come and visit because we're going to use your example. Because if you piss on my toilet seat, if I go to your house and your bathroom nasty, I'm out. Right. This ain't going nowhere. Bye, see you. If I'm sitting at dinner with you and I don't like the way you chew. That's in the book, How the Wife Becomes the Other Woman. Check it out. I know this is not going to work.
Okay, this is all pre-boyfriend. This is all pre-relationship.
It's collecting data. It's the dating part.
This is pre-dating. This is pre-single. You're still single at that point.
That's why the show was called. The topic, lovely people, is single by choice? ? Go ahead, AmberDee. What you got?
So I agree with Nate. Like, you have to vet and just... pick what a man or accept a man who's approaching you that is in alignment with what you want. And even in all the examples that you're providing, I'm like, I could deal with that. I can deal with that, whatever. It's for me, it's like, if you want a home chef, how much do home chefs make? Okay. So I'm going to need to be compensated for that. Oh, you want me to be your maid? You want me to keep the house clean? Okay, cool. How much does daily home maid services cost? Okay, I'm gonna need to be compensated for that. You know what I'm saying? Oh, okay, you want sex on demand. And I gotta look a certain way too for you to be interested. Okay, how much does prostitution services cost?
Boom.
So, okay, and so I can be all those things, sir, but you're gonna have to compensate me for that. And if you're not even in a position to do that much, then you're never gonna get chose. I'm never gonna accept your offer.
It's just like...
It always comes back to money, because when a man wants all those traditional roles, especially in America, it takes bank. So either we can work together as a team and compromise and find our middle ground, or you can be financing my whole life because that like Nick was talking about. They want you to drop everything and take care of them when they're sick. I want to be taken care of when I'm sick. I ain't mad at that. That's a great desire. There's nothing wrong with wanting someone to take care of you when you feel ill. But sir, you're gonna have to. You got to be able to compensate me for that. Okay.
And thinking. Okay.
Go ahead, AmberDee. Can you read the comment?
So Toria Benson of Facebook said, "What makes the man and woman modern is expectations and values are different today."
Perfect. I agree with her.
I agree.
Okay.
But to comment, oh man, I think I lost it.
It'll come back.
Oh, I got it. But her saying the man it's not as much money. It's okay. Would you want your husband to be your king?
Yes.
Well, the king runs everything. Now, if I'm the king and you're the queen, I have to make it comfortable enough for you to be my queen. So if I want this, that, and the other, all those examples she had, it's my job to give you the playing field, the field to do those things. So I can't cook. So I make sure there's food in the house and the things that she needs, I make sure they're there. It's not money. Don't
making sure it's there. That's what you're gonna do for the maid too. The maid is not gonna bring the food.
When you say money, watch this. When you say money, here, instead of me taking you out for dinner, dancing, and the roses, let me just pay for the tail. That's just the money. Instead of me taking you out to dinner, to take you to the movies, why not just give you the money and we smash and I can dash?
I mean, that might work.
It's the setup.
That might work as well.
You're right. But we can. A guy would take that deal a lot quicker than he would do the dinner and dance and stuff because our nanny is our time. Is our time. If we can wait, here, yeah, girl, come on, let me go get my 2 minutes, and I got something else I can be doing. I ain't got to be.
I don't know.
Romantic comedy or anything like that. But here's the thing. With all that package, I have to, just like the National Geographic, we're here with the big quail. The male makes the nest, and the female hovers around and see which one she wants to go and live in so they can mate. Same thing. I have to make the nest. And if you're comfortable with my nest, you'll land my nest. And in my nest, I can't cook. So you'll be like, okay, well, he can't cook, I'm going to have to cook. Oh, there's always groceries here. Oh, there's this, that, and that. So it's the provisions that a man has to have when he wants something from his woman. I can't want something from you that I can't make sure it's provided for.
Okay. One second. So we talked about we talked about how we feel regarding the men, and not all women. This is me. Okay. For like you guys, a distraction. What about the men? Men being single by choice.
We're number 8-1, and only over here is it. The Bible quotes one man for woman. Over there, this is how many more wives you can have. Be fruitful and multiply. That's why you.
Okay, let's talk over here. Let's talk over here.
Well, over here.
So the men that are listen to the question. The men that are single by choice. Why do you think that is? If we know the ratio is 8 women to 1 man.
Because why would I say one? Foghorn Leghorn. Why would I run down and scare them when I can walk down and have them all? Why would I be just you when I can have all of them? And when I have all of them, I'm not responsible for you. So now it's just me and Amber. I'm responsible for Amber. I have to do things for Amber. But if she's just coming through, or if there's a multitude, I don't have as much responsibility, and I don't have to answer to nobody.
So why the lies?
Because that's game. How? Here, I got to trick you into giving me something.
Exactly.
I can say, hey, you cute. Ma'am, let's smash. Has anyone ever said that to you and it worked?
Yes.
Never.
And it worked.
Somebody, wait a minute. No, wait. Let's slow it down. Let's bring it back. Has anyone ever said that to me? No. Now, AmberDee, you said yes, and it worked. They said, let's smash.
Yes, and it didn't work.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait.
This younger generation, no, that's a lot of men are. And like Nate was saying, being dishonest, being deceitful with your intentions. Yeah, that's something that's very pervasive amongst men, and I feel like it contributes to the conflict between men and women, is because a lot of men operate with false intentions.
And this is how they're trained. This is how we hunt. We hunt. A woman to say, I don't want this. Just that she wants to go hunting for deer, but she's bringing her fishing pole. No. And then you're mad at me bringing my fishing pole. Listen, I know how to hunt bear. That fishing pole ain't going to get us nothing. And then you be like, well, why is the fishing pole? Why is the bear biting my fish pole? You have to hunt. You have to hunt how you know how to hunt.
Okay, so what you're attracted to. Go ahead, Nick.
and you till you get it. How you know how to get it?
I don't fish.
What'd you say?
I'm a hunter. I don't fish.
Now see, I want to talk about that. So, Nick, you just said you're a hunter. Now, we know we've been programmed to believe that men are hunters. So if you are the hunter, and I'm asking this question, if you are the hunter as a female, so the female's the hunter, and she hunts this type of man out, and then not happy with that type of man when she was the hunter, what's the end result? Go ahead, Nate. What's the end result? What's the end result if a female's the hunter and she hunted him down?
That's not her natural role. And guess what? I've never turned on the news and say 7 men in the Youngstown area has been raped, and the suspects at large. Why do you take a gun out and be like, listen, Nate, drop your bras, give me that?
It happens,
Why
though.
you even got the gun, girl? Why you even got the gun? Oh, no. That don't happen.
But it does.
Okay, when?
Some chicks be like, boom, this is, go ahead.
Go to Google and find a serial woman raper.
I don't know about a serial one, but there are some. Go ahead, AmberDee, what you got?
Do you want me to read the comment first?
Yes. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay, so Toria Benson of Facebook said, I think some men are single by choice because they just don't want to be tied down to family responsibilities.
Just as Nate said.
Yeah.
Just as Nate
Be
said.
free birds until they're sick and old. But I wanted to give it just a little twist, like my perspective and how I look at it. I'm not a hunter because that sounds like a lot of physical exertion. I'm more like a sniper.
Like marriage. Go ahead.
I'm like a sniper on my perch. And I'm, it's like World War Z, right? And I have these zombies, which are bad men, trifling, sorry men, disingenuous men, liars, cheaters. They're coming at me, and I gotta take them out. And then I gotta let the good ones, who are normal, that haven't become zombies, those are the ones can actually run up to my tower. So that's how I look at it.
Okay, I got a visual. I can appreciate that.
Right now, that's one of the big things is smash and dash. Like, that's when I hunt. If I just want to smash and dash, that's when I'm going to hunt. Ooh, I like him. What's up? I'm like you. What's up? How you doing? What you? Because if I'm in that type of mood and that's what I want, that's what I'm going to get.
And it's easy for you to get.
But wait. But would that be... See, that's the difference. Because if you feel like that, are you going to go to a stranger, though, and say, boom, this is what I want, versus somebody that you have visited before?
Ooh, I got it.
I have.
Can I?
You go back. Go ahead, Nate. What you got?
Yeah. If it's somebody in the club and I've had my eye on them, yes, I have. What's up with you? What you doing?
Oh, that's that. But that ain't. Is that ain't the new rape though?
No, it's not. It'll never be. Here we go.
Go ahead. What you got?
If you read with me in the book of Nate, as I read, I forgot what I was going to say. Good. What were we saying? Oh. Do you know why? Get the bell ready, because I don't know if this word, the HOE. You
can say that. Go ahead.
You know why a woman is a 304 and a man's not for the same behavior? Does anyone know?
I missed your question. Go ahead.
Hypocrisy. Okay.
Do you know why a woman is considered a 304 for the same behavior and a man is not?
Oh, okay. Go ahead. I want to hear what you have to say.
Does anyone know?
Go ahead. Tell me.
Okay. It's because a woman doesn't have to work for it. You can go out and say, you, come here, smash. There's no work done to it. For me to do that, I got to have a bank right. I got to be smelling good. Got to be Tuesday because, only take showers on Tuesday. So got to be on a Tuesday. My car got to be right, my credit. So for me to do it, it's work. For you to do it, it's a decision. Hey, yeah, okay. All right.
But you know, but this new generation, I have to say, these guys is like, these young ones is like, I ain't trying to increase my body count.
I'll put it out there. It's a different conversation. It's because of single moms. These young men are always in their feelings. I never see, it's how I feel. And guess how quick you feel a different way now. But you done already shot up this, but now you feel different and everything's supposed to change. That's not being a man. I'm not worried about how I feel. How does this work? How can I get through this? It ain't about my feelings. And that goes with everything. A real man ain't into his feelings. He's about to, okay, I have to make this happen for my wife to be comfortable.
Okay, let me give you these stats real quick. Nearly a quarter of men in the United States experience some form of sexual violence in their lifetime. So I have to give you that because I got to do what I did.
Is that by a woman?
Yes.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. This is from women, not just other men. I'm sure those stats are higher. This comment, please read it, AmberDee.
So Toria Benson of Facebook said, "We women are treasures. Treasures don't go hunting around for someone to have them, but modern day women, ...
All right.
And if she sits there like a wife, a man will be her husband.
What is... Okay, wait. Look, I got to get his shout out right here. Go ahead, AmberDee.
So Salvage of YouTube said, "Okay, Tower."
That's for your tower analogy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Now, you said it sits like a wife. What is a definition of a wife for you?
For me?
Yes, let's be clear.
For Nate.
For Nate, the book of Nate.
In the book of Nate, all natural. I love what I desire. All natural, meek, and understands that there's a role to be played. And understands what I'm doing. They can understand. Not communicate. They can, what's the word I'm looking for? I said it the last time. Communication is not the key. Comprehend. Who can comprehend and follow my plan. Because I'm held responsible for us. Woman can say, well, he's not. But guess what? And there's a whole thing for her because he's not.
Okay, so you're the whatever you like.
Excuse me?
You're the whatever you like. That's a wife for you?
Not that. I'm not looking for a servant. But guess what? Emmitt Smith. Everybody know who Emmitt Smith was?
Mm-hmm.
He's a tailback, or Barry Sanders. LeBron James. Y'all know who he is.
Yeah, since you just broke the record, let's talk about Bron.
Why don't we ever put him on the offensive line for the Cleveland Browns? He's a great athlete.
Well, we know what he excel in.
He has a position and a role.
Yeah.
Well, let's keep him in this position and role. I'm not going to move her. I'm not going to have her sitting going to work, paying for everything and doing everything. Listen, that's my role. I don't complain about my role. So I'm telling you I can't cook. And if I need a hot plate in a favorite position, if you don't want to fill out this job application, don't fill it out. But I'm letting you know I need a hot plate in a favorite position. Listen, my basement is off limits. You can paint the rest of the house pink. The garage, I grew up in this house. I own my house free and clear. Thank God for my mom and parents, my mom and dad. But I'm like, hey, as a wife, paint the house pink. I don't care. The basement and the garage is mine. Listen, you don't have to work if you don't want to. But this is what I make, and this is how we'll be living. This is my package. Here's the application. There's no fine print.
Okay, so you giving her the playbook at the beginning during the dating phase.
Excuse me?
You're giving her the playbook at the dating phase.
It's public knowledge. My playbook, I will tell.
You ain't lying. You public knowledge.
My name is Nate, and I would like to tell the listener I don't care for the Hallmark Channel. I'll sit there and watch Law and Order all day. Let me see. I roller skate like I used to do. I ride my motorcycle. I'm in a biker gang. I can't cook. I want a hot plate in a favorite position, and I'm a booby man.
Okay, so you say all that at the beginning. Now, if she sat across from you, so wait, she sat across from you, me, okay?
Uh-huh.
I'm in a motorcycle club.
Uh-huh.
I like my bike. I like riding.
Mm-hmm.
I like to roller skate.
Mm-hmm.
I work and I enjoy working.
Mm-hmm.
I have my own business.
Okay.
And I'm a community person and a community activist. And I'm putting all this out here.
And this is what I would say to you, ma'am, since we're interviewing.
Yes. We're collecting data, lovely people that's joining in. And look, that's what that interview process on the dating scene. Go ahead.
When I would ask about that, how important is the business to you and what comes first to you?
And I'm going to tell you, me. Deuces. Now watch this. Now, I look at life like chess. Okay? I'm always thinking about my next move. My next move may not be, if I'm in a relationship, to leave you, but I always have that what if. Am I being direct and honest? I'm being direct and honest because watch this. If we are out in public and we're dating, I'm going to give you an analogy. We out. Boom. Publicly. Here we go. I told you everything that I got going on. You already know. You get in a rift with somebody. You drove. What am I thinking about? And you arguing with somebody? I'm trying to stop you. But in my mind, as a mother, as a female, a nurturer, I'm thinking, now if he go on and get arrested, I need the keys to get home. So I'm thinking about me. And then you did this, so if you don't think about your next move, you did this, which could ultimately lead you to jail. I'm thinking about me. Why? Because watch this. Nope. Listen to me real quick. You drove. You got the keys. So what am I going to say? You argue with him. Hey, give me the keys. That's what I'm saying during y'all argument. I'm like, stop. If you don't stop, I'm like, give me the keys. Because I'm focused on how am I going to get home? Where's my security? Then how much is this going to cost to get him out of jail? Because he's responding this way. Now, a lot of guys, they'll come off one way. And they are showing you the representative as we are familiar with. And you're like, oh, okay. Then you find out that they're this way. Do I like public display of affection? That's PDA. I'm all right with it. But if you know me, I'll be like, yeah, we know we together. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But do you want that type of attention? I don't want that type of attention that's going to embarrass me. I ain't thinking about you because you okay. You up here arguing publicly. I'm the one that's not. So yes, I'm being flat out honest and I am voicing, look, life is like chess with me. I'm always thinking about my next move.
Well, with me, I would never date you because my thing is family and lineage. You see pictures of me and my son and my daughters, and my kids a lot. And I have incredibly blessed because both of my parents are together. I'm here. My kids and grandkids are all there. And I make sure they see that because my legacy goes through them. So my importance ain't just me. I have to be there for them to pass it on.
So you're thinking of family.
When you build your company and everything, it only applies to you.
No, it doesn't because I have offsprings. And if we are building together, this is ours.
Okay.
It becomes ours.
Okay, but you said that's the number one thing. You in your
don't wait to exhale me. Don't wait to exhale me. I learned.
Hold on. Let me turn the page. For me, my mate has to be family first. Because I'll do stuff. It's me, it's you, and it's our relationship. I can't do stuff for me. I can't do stuff for just you. I do stuff for our relationship. That's how it works.
Once we
if
get
I'm gonna do stuff for just me.
But here's a problem. That falls into you are not totally complete in a relationship and you just need somebody to come in and complete you. Where I am me, and to me, if I'm dating you, if I'm dating you, we gonna get Nick.
Yeah, I know.
If I'm dating you, your priority should be you. But watch this. If you tell me, listen real quick. If you tell me, I got you, AmberDee. If you tell me mine is family, guess I'm not your family yet. So you know what that means to me? Your family comes first. That means I have to get the approval of your family. So like you did, poof, be gone. It will be pieces as well.
So do you like every girl your son brings over?
He don't bring them over.
So he don't even bring them over because he know. But your approval means something to your son.
Let me tell you what I told my son. It probably does. But the way that I operate, he brought some people. He brought some people now. But the way that I operate, he'll be like, this is what he tells me. He was like, she don't think that you like her. Guess what I say? And I've said it. I said, who cares? You have to like her. Let me tell you something. I like my son.
Jeez.
What? I'm so serious. Who cares if I like them?
If he has children. Listen, here's a story. I know Amber me and my son, I was single dad.
Wait, pause yours. Well, we're going to go back to yours. Go ahead, AmberDee, because I don't want to go too far past.
Okay, I just wanted to say, as far as your analogy with going out, and then your partner embarrassing, I completely agree. But what I would interpret that as I'm not gonna partner with a man who I feel lacks foresight. If you can't think about how your decisions, like the potential outcome of your decisions and how it can negatively impact yourself and me as your partner and your kids and your family, then you lack foresight. And it's usually people, not just men, that are very impulsive. And impulsivity is a reflection of a lack of foresight.
Okay, go ahead, Nick. What you got? You heard him say family at the dating scene. His family first. Is that your cousins?
Yeah, with that family first thing, like anymore, I'm like, I just don't know, because, like you said, if the mama don't like you, then pretty much you out. Period. Point blank. End of conversation.
And
so, yeah, I don't know about that. Yeah.
And when I was a single dad, what I was saying, I was a single dad. My son started dating and he brought this girl out. I said, hey, that ain't the one, dude. He'll tell you the story. I told him that's not the one. Watch yourself, go through the process, but that's not the one. Well, why, Dad? And I explained to him what I seen. The one he got now, I'm ready. Hey, whatever you got, I'm doubling for her ring. Listen, impregnate her now. Get her to the altar now. Every time I see this dude, I'm like, man, when you gonna marry this girl? When are you gonna marry this girl? So he's closer to her because he knows he has his family's backing. And my lineage will be connected to her because she'll finally give me the grandson from my son that I need.
Okay. Look, you looking at, but you're planning for his life, though. But
I'm sorry.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing, though. You said that she's not the one, not this one now, but the one before. She wasn't the one for him.
Yes.
But watch this. He's 50% you, 50% his mother. How do you know?
Because I raised it.
See, I'm going to tell you that whole... Listen here.
He'll never come to us and say, well, why didn't you say anything? People will be like, man, Amber, why was you with that dude? That dude wasn't nothing. After the fact. She ain't going to come and say, hey, man, that's not the one. This is what I think. Now, I told Amber, that ain't the one. This is why I think. And now Amber has that nugget to be like, damn, Nate was kind of right. Now she's looking for that. She ain't going through it and then come.
But looking for what you want. And see, are they marrying you? Go ahead, AmberDee. Read the comment, please.
So Carla Lee of Facebook said, I have 6 sons. I hope they find a wife that makes them happy and not me.
Now, here's the thing. And the reason I said, and I remember at the top of the show, we were talking. When you have, I'm a mother. I don't want my son to marry me, and I'm sure he don't want to marry me. But what I find, real talk, women tend to marry people who have some similarities to their dad, just as men tend to marry people who have similarities to their mother. And they probably don't, unbeknownst to them. Now, what I said to my son, it don't matter if I like her or not. And what that did, that let me know her intentions. Because you're like, okay, Mel, what are you talking about? Why is she so focused if I like her?
It's important.
I don't think so. Let me tell you why. Because if you're doing him right, me dating, I didn't care if the mother liked me or not. Because guess what? I'm with you. And that individual is 50% the mother, 50% the father, even though we know that the dad usually go with whatever his wife says. But is that a good thing? Did that child like that rearage? Did that child even like their mother? Probably not. And didn't like the relationship that both, and this is somebody coming from because I always dated people who had 2 family households. You know what I mean? They had both parents in the home. And it was like, which way? I always was my authentic self. So I wasn't looking to see if somebody liked me or not. When they brought me to the house, and let me tell you something, at the beginning, I would reject it. Like, oh, what you mean my parents? I was like, it's a little too soon. Because when you do that, because I already knew, I ain't staying. And listen, real talk. Huh?
You're a unicorn.
Listen.
You're a unicorn.
But if I go to the family house, and then they like me because I am who I am, then what? Be like, oh, I'm leaving. I'm not staying in a situation or held captive because I like your family, but not you. I'm not going. We are friends. Let's be clear. And then you end up in that situation. Now, if the girl care about if I like her or not, then my son is going to be sitting there choosing me over his family where he's supposed to be the head of the household. You can't head up my house listening to your mama.
Now they was a man. Now, mind you, I'm the Black Beavers. My mom calls, I'm there. My mama never overstepped my wife. But if we're all in the car together and I'm driving, guess who's sitting next to me?
Your wife?
No.
Oh, go ahead, Nick. Nick, you got it. You got the floor, Nick.
Let me tell you something. In my car, I sit up front with my husband. Yes, she birthed him, but I'm the one screwing him. I'm the one who lays to every night, not his mama. Now, if I choose to sit in the back, that's when mama can sit up front, and I have.
Well, if you choose to sit in the back,
my choice.
I would choose you then.
But the mama don't sit up front. The wife does.
Do you understand? When I go...
Wait, guys. Wait. Go ahead, AmberDee.
So I was going to say, I sit... so if my husband's driving... It's actually... Because I feel like it's a big part of it is a cultural thing, too. But there would be like a little back and forth. Like, no, you sit in the front. I said, oh, no, you sit in the front. You know, you're my elder. You know what I'm saying? And I know my mother-in-law had medical problems at the time. She was like, no, you sit in the front. She said, no, that is your husband. You sit in the front. You sit in the front with your husband. So it'd be like this back and forth of like, who could be more gracious, right? So I feel like that's really kind of when it comes, it's not an ego thing, but I think it's just showing respect for your mother-in-law. But on the flip side, I've definitely seen it where it was like too much. It was making me uncomfortable. And then I had to, put my foot down as wife, not about the car seating position, but other things that were happening.
I think it's
Amber, call me.
I think it's like reading the room. I think it's like reading the room, because I was dating somebody and his mother who was married, automatically went to the back seat. But there's a level of respect that I have.
That's it. That's why mom sits up front.
And that she was going to the back. I got in the back. So what I started to do so that she wouldn't even have to know. She knew her position though. As a wife, her husband passed away. She knew her position though, because she left the front seat open and was getting in the back. Well, I feel horrible. And then, if you know me and all my energy, I can't sit in the front because I'm going to be talking and turning around, So I would immediately go toward the back door and he would open the door for me. But it was a level of respect. Now, if he opened the door and said, this is for my mother, guess who ain't going? I ain't going. Because you let me know who was first and foremost. This is in a marriage I'm speaking.
Right.
And, see, Nate don't break. Look, Nate don't break. So
but I feel like
go ahead.
It circles back to what Nick was saying about the respect and reading the room.
And I'm going to show you.
Wait, Nate.
Here's the thing. When Amber's family came over to our house,
he's using it as an analogy.
Right.
And yes, he is married. Let's put that out there. He's already married to someone else. Go ahead.
Right. Come over to my house. Guess where Amber's dad is sitting?
In his chair.
At the head of my table. I will not sit at the head of my table if her father is at my house. I won't do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he's been through stuff and he's done stuff to get her where she is. And I'm thankful for him for putting a wife in front of me. So guess what? If you like your husband, she created that dude. So you're supposed to respect her. So in my respect, when her dad comes over, he sits at the head of my table. When my kids, I got rules. My son, you only sit to my left. My son sits at the bottom. My wife sits to my right. My daughter can sit to my left. This is a rule. And if you're not a virgin, you don't touch my bed. So my kids cannot touch my bed. That's where I put my war paint at. But there's a respect to that. And if you build on respect, all this stuff is frivolous. You don't have to go through back and forth from my mom. You ain't got to think that you're going to sit up front with my mom's here. You're not. It's a respect thing. Just like if your dad was here, I'm, yes, sir. No, sir. A lot of cultures, we don't look adults in their eyes. You don't even look at them in your eyes.
Our culture, we do.
And you listen to what they say.
Our culture, we do. Asian culture, they don't.
Excuse me?
Our culture, we do, but the Asian culture, they don't. The Indian culture, they don't.
They don't do it in Africa. You won't find an African man that will look at an elder in his face.
Well, let's talk about an African-American man. We do.
Well, that's us. That's our problem. We get away from tradition. And if I respect your dad for getting you to where I want you and I find you desirable, he deserves my respect.
But here's the thing. If you can't look my dad in the eyes, that means you got some ill will for his daughter.
Okay, well.
But I feel like
there's no win.
It's a cultural. It's just a cultural difference.
So you were clearly brought up this way.
A real man ain't intimidated by where your dad sit. Why are you intimidated with what my mom said? My mom, whatever she had to do to get me to where you accepted me, did something right. For you. Because you're the woman. Now you mad because she got a couple years.
Is she the woman of her house if your mother comes over?
Say it again.
Is she the woman? I'm talking for Nick right now.
No.
Is she the woman of the house if your mother comes over?
She sits down and everything comes to her. She's done her time. She will sit there, baby, I need some more greens. Hey, hon, can you grab mom some more greens?
Oh, no. Oh, no.
That's your mama.
Thank you. Thank you, Nick.
Because guess what? Let me tell y'all something real quick.
Come on.
You don't want to be treated.
Wait, Nate. Go ahead, Nick.
The way I feel now, the reason why is because I have been disrespected by my mother-in-law. So right about now, she can kiss my ass. There is no more respect.
I don't have those problems.
Okay, wait.
I don't have those problems.
Wait, Nate. I need to hear her.
I had all respect for this woman. But when you continuously overstepping your bounds in your son's marriage, not letting your son be grown and not letting, and disrespecting the wife and being messy, all bets are off. You just another doggone woman to me. Period.
Did you know?
Nate, wait.
Before we got married.
You knew?
She was not like this before we got married.
Oh, okay.
But wait. So tell me this.
The way I feel.
Tell me this, Nick. Did she change when she saw him putting you first?
Yes, she did.
Boom. That's my point.
Did she have a man?
No, she did not.
Ta-da!
Her son was
thank you. Hey, Amber, I see you, girl. And I see you.
She think her son
She
is
didn't have a man. My dad sits right. I know where my father is right now. He's sitting in his chair and he's watching a black and white movie. I guarantee it.
He need to be watching this.
You know what that did for me? I don't have to be my mom's husband. She got one. She did stuff the right way. So when my father passed, she know, her man is passed. So it's my job as her child to be like, okay, I got to look out for mom, and I got to take care of her. She got 3 boys. She ain't got no daughters. So guess what? We got to do our best we can to make sure our mom is okay. Because guess what? My dad is there right now taking care of them. They've been retired. They live in their house. They go on trips. They do what they do. My dad's a little sick now, but he's done his job. He was my example. That's all I seen. I have 2 grandfathers that I seen get up and go to the mill every day. Their wives didn't work.
So that was your upbringing, and it was passed down. So that's why you think the way you think. But watch this. Let's say, for instance, we don't have the Hagar woman, which is somebody who's not married but they have a child. I say Hagar for my Bible bangers, pacifying them, okay? But we have the Naomi, who's a widow who has a child, or i.e., I don't want to put nobody's business out there, but somebody who may be widowed. So now they don't have a husband, and their son, air quotes for the listening audience, see their mother, so they know that my mother is by herself because my dad passed. Now what?
It's the man's responsibility. If he's a man, he understands.
But listen to me. The man has passed on, so the mother
No, mine. You're talking about if her husband passed on, right?
Yeah, let's say, for instance, okay.
My mom, it's still my responsibility. I have to be the king, and there's rules and regulations.
You have to be the king, but so wait. So the crown is passed. So the king passes on, and he passes the crown to the prince and say, "You are now the king." So the son is now being the king.
The king
Of two women.
His mama away.
Somebody's being neglected.
Huh?
Somebody gonna get neglected.
No, your mama.
Go ahead, AmberDee. What you got?
So I feel like in that situation, it's a delicate balance, but in my experience and observation, as far as the example with like who, if your mother wants a plate of food, in my observation in my own family, and then also in my late husband's family, was that all the women were preparing food for whoever needed it. So it wasn't like, oh, she's sitting down and not preparing food and she's waiting for another woman to serve her. We're all in the kitchen. We're all serving food. Trying to make sure everybody, if there's a little baby walking by and he ain't got a plate, okay, let me make a little plate for you. It don't even matter. So as far as first, like sitting down and like being waited on, especially as traditionally it's a woman's role to serve her man. Like, why are you as a woman sitting down in the first, especially if you're able-bodied? And I feel like in my family, there's a lot of elder women who will still try to get up in the kitchen and say, we're like, no, go sit down.
Yeah, I don't need you falling. No, I don't need you falling. This going to be more than an ocean.
Fall right now. But they're like, no, let me help get the food together. I can serve something like that.
And that's a cultural thing, though. That's a cultural thing because
a cultural thing.
That's what we do. That's what we do regardless. It could be your man. But usually if a woman is over there with her boyfriend, that female is coming and she is preparing her man's plate, or she's standing there watching you do it, because I'm one of those to be like, because I'm a germaphobe too. And I know where everything is at. Okay, what is he like? Boom, boom. I'm going to give the plate to her and she's going to serve her man. Exactly. But that's just like a cultural thing. Do you agree or disagree, Nick?
Sitting down at the table waiting to be served, like that don't, to me, that's kind of getting into where Nick's experience of like some boundary issues. Because in my experience, the women are always in the kitchen, don't matter how old they are.
Exactly.
Me and you come from the same household. And most of the time, it's always the women in the kitchen. But in your example, we're the men.
In the living room or watching TV or something, staying out the way. Just move.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
So if that's what I want, why am I wrong?
Now I'm going to tell you, here's the things. That's at my place. But if I am over, hear me out. If I am over his family's place, to me, he takes a role. I don't know these people. He asked me, hey, do you want something? I'm not just going to go in somebody's kitchen and be like, here you go, and serve my man over his family's house. I'm not doing that. But if it's my people, my friends, he's not comfortable, but just as I'm not comfortable. No, you serve me with your family, and I'll serve you with my family. Dating.
Dating.
You know what I'm saying? Dating.
Especially if that's the first time y'all had that experience. And, if you're someone like me who's more reserved, this is not your husband. Y'all are just starting to get to know. This is the first time you're exposed to his extended family. Yeah, I would not be walking. Because I feel like that in itself, as women, that can be low-key disrespectful.
It is disrespectful.
Another woman's kitchen. You know what I'm saying?
That is disrespectful. To me.
You ready?
Yeah, go with it.
It's me and Amber or whatever. When you go over my place. No. First of all, let me back up and say this. How many of you ladies have been introduced to a guy's family?
All of us.
All of them? Okay. And do you think that guy was serious about you?
Yes.
Exactly. So if he's serious about you and he's going to bring you to his family, it's real. So as Amber would probably do, go up there and say, is there anything I can help you guys with? And they're going to be like, girl, Amber's all right. Blah, blah, blah. That's why they like Amber. And that's why they get on me for messing up, because Amber's a good girl. Because Amber came in here and just said, hey, is there anything I can do to help you? On day one, on our Thanksgiving, first Thanksgiving with my family. Because guess what? Amber sees that I am trying to give you my family. And they will turn on me. What are you doing talking to Mel?
Now, we had this conversation. Remember, we had this conversation. What was it, Nick? 2 weeks ago?
And this is my aunt.
Then the family wants to date the person.
Exactly.
That's why I won't go. Very reason why I told y'all I won't go meet no families like that.
Amber set the stage because Amber came in there with mannerable, went in there, asked, can I help you, this, that, and the other, this, that, and the other. So my family, the women in my family in that kitchen talk about, girl, you know Nate is, you know he like sucking toes. You good with that? Grandma telling all the secrets, everything. So guess what? Amber is now in.
What'd you say, Nick? Like Nick said, what'd you say, Nick?
Grandma should know that you sucking toes.
Grandma raised you. Grandma, when Grandma was trying to sew you up under the thing, sucking her toes. So Grandma know. But guess what? Her being in a role or a submissive feminine role puts her in the know. Now she got my sister, my aunt, and everything. Well, how's Amber doing? She all right. I've
never done that. I was in that submissive role. I did that.
But it worked. That is the natural order. That's the only way it works.
Okay, wait. Let's hear.
I did that. All of that. That's how I got 3 husbands. I know what to do. I know my role as a woman. I know my role as a wife. Yes, I can play it sometimes. But my thing is, I did all of that. And I still got disrespect.
Okay, now go with your question.
The same guy. I bet you all 3 of them were the same dude. I bet you picking them. You fishing in the wrong pond.
No, they were not all 3 the same. They were not all 3 the same. Trust me. They were not all 3 the same.
I don't know them, but that's where my money's at.
They were not all 3 the same.
Let me set my money on 17. My money's on 17 black. Whatever the situation is, I don't know what's going on, but my money is on 17 black.
Okay, and wait a minute, Nick. Let me say this. So what you are saying is all 3 of them had something in common.
Similar qualities. Similar.
Okay. Go ahead, AmberDee. What you got?
Kick their penis in their pants.
Oh. Similar qualities. He got a point.
So did they all get together and just say, hey, we're going to do this to her? Or is it something about you?
It damn sure ain't nothing about me because I like
it. So the 3 guys treated you the same way and they never talked to each other? They ain't planned this out?
They don't know each other from a can of paint. Not now one of them.
Well, how do y'all got the same traits?
They don't know each other. They've never talked.
You're making my point.
I never want to talk to the first one because I told him, go ahead.
Right. So what he's saying, listen. Okay, Nick. All right, wait. So what he's saying is you are choosing the same type of individuals. They don't know each other. That's all he's saying. You're the common denominator. But wait a minute. Let's go with AmberDee. That's Nate's opinion. Go ahead, AmberDee. What you got?
So as far as Nick's scenario where it's, you start out knowing your role, doing anything, and then things change, and then you still get disrespected. I feel like that's just, having the ability to pivot, because things will change, because you're not always going to be in the honeymoon stage. You're not always going to be, what is it called, in limerence or whatever. Like, you're transitioning to different stages, and people, I feel like, especially men, they change when you go through different stages. So as they change, you got to change. And as far as also like having boundaries, but also adjusting those boundaries. So if you have a boundary and then somehow the trust was broken, there was a disagreement or whatever, well, now your boundary has to be adjusted, usually lowered, right? Or tightened. So now, because you messed up, now I'm gonna have to pull you back even harder. I can't give you as much slack because you've shown me that you can't handle that you're not respecting these big giant boundaries. So now I'm gonna have to pull the boundaries back and make it real nice and tight for you.
Been there, done that. Didn't work with them knuckleheads. Now my second mother-in-law, her sweetheart, I loved her to death. So she wasn't the issue. The first one, she flip-flopped with the women, and this one, that's her man. I don't care what woman he gonna be with. As long as she breathing, that's her man. And so the next woman ain't gonna have no luck neither.
And watch this. Now watch this. Me personally, a mother of a son. That's why I said what I said. Don't worry about trying to win me over, because that's not going to happen, because I am team my son all day. Right or wrong, I'm team my son. Nate, you said at the top of the show, what is it that your son can do to make you stop loving him? No. Not a thing. And watch this, because he's mine and he came from me. If he's wrong in a situation, will I ever tell my son that he's wrong in front of the female? Never. Never. I'm going to tell, wait a minute, I'm going to tell him personally, because guess what? She ain't my business. He is.
Yes, she is.
That girlfriend is not my business. That wife is not my business. He has to live with her. He may be attracted to something else. Let me tell you something. If I married everybody that my mother liked, I'd be miserable. Because let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. Because there are things that this individual may not be showing my mother. My dad, he's passed on. But this individual, like I said, you have people that's like, okay, well, you won her over, and I'll tell a fella in a minute, and Nate, you know, because you in my family. You could win her. You dating her? They'd be like, oh, your mother, okay, you want to date her? Like, you're dating me. So trying to smooth over or schmooze the parent, here, I'm the one that matters. Why? Okay, you're trying to get her, and you got her good graces, but I'm part her and part my father. So I am one of two. Okay. So you don't know that side. So the goal is, and if somebody, I'm going to be honest, if I'm dating somebody and you trying to win my mother, that's who you need to be. You need to be focused on me.
Wow.
And that's you need to be focused on me because I am the one dating you. I am not going to date you to win your parents over. Let me see your likes and dislikes, because here again, a man might not like 100% or everything of his mother or what she does. And that's why they run. So guess what? I'm gonna be honest. I don't go hunting. Well, I did with my first husband. I picked him, but he ain't know I picked him. We do, as females, I said, I'm be honest, we do pick our guys. We do. Off top. We see you. We wait on you though, for you to hunt us, but we already know if we gonna date you or not. Real talk.
Here's something. When you were a kid, did you think your mom knew what she was talking about?
She was good.
No, my dad didn't know.
My mama knew. Look, yeah, she knew. Ask me if I knew anything about fast food. Not really. Only when I was with my aunt. I knew about sitting down at a dinner table.
But here's the thing.
Going to restaurants. Go ahead.
As a child, I didn't think my dad knew nothing. This man was a complete and utter genius, and he was hipping me to game. Now, if I see somebody for my son, and I'm like, man, look, through experience, because guess what? My son's 28. Guess what I have that he's never had?
I hear you, but let me say this.
With 29 comes experience.
So okay.
If I see something, it's my responsibility.
Okay, well, let me say this. Wait.
You don't want to go to jail, do you?
But listen, I'm about to mute you so I can say what I want to say. Hold on. I believed everything my mother said because that was my mother. I didn't have to go through the whole steps. Yeah, she's older than me. She knows. So I believed everything. And what she used to say to me is always to this day, and I'll pass it on to you. If someone tells you the bridge is out, you don't have to go down there to see that the bridge is out. So it's all about trust. So getting information from the individual. You don't have to live and learn, or experience is the best teacher. That was her thing. Experience is the best teacher. She didn't go by that. Neither did I. Because experience sometimes is not the best teacher. Like, why do I even have to experience this if you, somebody I 100% trust, told me this already? So yes, I 100% trust. Yes, my mother knew everything from the time that I was little coming out. Now, as I became an adult, I'd be like, oh, okay. And I can vouch right now, and I'm sure she's listening to the show. If she ain't, she better be. Okay. So I can say from my experience and her parenting, I still do. Now, do we make the same decisions as an adult? I wouldn't have done some things. I'd be like, because I'd be like, oh, I'm out. Like,
so your son is acting the same way with you. He wants to believe what you say. He wants to hear what you feel and how you think. And you're just saying, find out for yourself.
That is not what I'm saying. This is if it is somebody, if he actually he didn't even ask if I liked her. The question was, see, that's why you wasn't listening. The question was, she thinks that you don't like her. He never once asked me. When he asked me, then I'll share. But he never asked me that. He said, She thinks my job is not to appease her.
Okay.
And you already know I'm going to keep it 100 if he asks me. And let me tell you, did I ever say anything? No. What did I do? Real talk? I sat there and I saw the games that she was playing, but he never once asked me. The whole breakup, back together, breakup, back together. When he was asleep, I snuck his phone. I took it and she said, I think we should break up. And I knew this was his first love. And guess what I replied? Okay. He sleep in his room. He didn't even know. I took that phone. I said, okay. Then she kept calling. What did I do? I powered the phone off, snuck the phone back in the room. Boom, there you go. So guess what? She didn't play that game no more, just as AmberDee said. Let's reel it back in. No, let me take control. Now, if you that pussy whooped, let me ding myself. I need to help you. I'm team my son.
So you took it upon yourself to do what you felt was best for your son.
Yes, of course.
So why don't you just say, hey, man, that ain't the one? Or why is it now it ain't he's half you, it's half her. You just did what was best for him.
I did what's best for him. And the reason we do we listen to our parents?
No.
We can get, and I've been a child before. Another parent can teach you versus your own because you always hear it. You always hear it here. And it's like, okay, somebody on the outside. That's why we have people with low self-esteem. You're like, I done built my child up. I don't understand why they are this way. Because guess what? They know that you are team them. So if they hear from an outside influence, and it's like they begin to believe it. Okay, let's go right here. Here we go. She said that's risky, Mel. Toria Benson from Facebook. Listen, he was in high school. He was in high school. So that's the difference. He don't even live with me. He on his own. So he on his own now. But yeah, I did that. Bye, see ya. Because there's going to be many fish in the sea. Did I have a problem when he first liked her? Did I have a problem when he first liked her? He asked me to drop him off. He wasn't even driving yet, right?
8-1.
Watch this, yeah.
8-1.
Oh, look, he know now. Look. When we pulled up over there, I knew she wasn't the one. Why didn't I know she was the one? I knew that she wasn't the one because when we pulled up and I looked up, it was a fan in the window. It had, wait a minute though, not just a fan, it had one propeller. Y'all ain't gonna throw that away. It's one propeller. The rest of them gone.
You're violent.
We ain't gonna get a new fan or we just gonna take it out. See, I'm a problem solver. And if you don't see that that's a problem, that means I'm going to constantly have to put in here. It's like, I'm going to constantly have to invest.
Watch this.
Nope,
watch this. Why don't you tell him?
And wait.
Why don't you tell him why you feel that way off the rip?
I did. So listen. Watch this, Nate. Watch this. I didn't even have to tell him. You know what he said? He looked at me and he said, Mommy, please, just for an hour. And guess what he did? Listen, he already knew. I didn't even have to say nothing about that fan. He saw it. And he said, can you please? He was like, please just drop me off. I was like, I don't know about this.
He wanted to smash.
And then guess what? Guess what? I'm just going to be quiet on that. When he came out, he said, I told her about the fan. So he saw the issue as well.
So he was not driving, and he wanted to smash. And you really didn't know what you was talking about when he's 14. So I get that. But you're vicious.
He was saying, hey, you guys got to date who you date. My children got to date who they date. Even my daughter. You date who you date. I don't know why you choose the people that you choose. Clearly there's a need. But when you lead by example, so you seen me and like, okay, what's the difference? What's the difference? Now, I will tell you, after I got a divorce, I'll never forget, and it was a wake-up call for me when my child says, oh, why you leave him? He ran out of money.
Oh.
Listen, I said, that's what I was like, wait a minute. But guess what it told him? It told him, okay, well, you know, you got to have something about yourself. And my daughter, you got to have something about yourself. But she was very direct because I'll never forget when she was younger, she said, you know, my mother really don't like you, right? So dude was like, your daughter told me, she said, you know, she really don't like, I was like, what? Huh? And Nick, you know how she roll. I was like, she said, what? But here's the thing, though. I really didn't like him. I didn't know that he liked me.
And guess
But
what? He's not one of your son-in-law, is he?
Huh? He ain't one.
He's not your son-in-law, is he?
Oh no, I'm talking about the guy that I was dating.
No, I'm talking about your daughter. When your daughter said, "My mom don't like you."
No, she was talking about a guy that she thought that he liked me, but I didn't like him. But she told him that was somebody coming to see me.
Oh, I got it.
And she just came out with it. She was younger, and it was hilarious too. I was like, "Wait, what?" He was like, "Yeah, your daughter said." I was like, "Oh," and I just left it like that.
She gonna tell it like it is.
Point blank.
That's my dog.
Drunks and children.
But you said they tell the truth.
Drunk children.
They do tell the truth. But we have to allow them to date choose who they want to date. But if it's some danger, then it's absolutely not.
You always want the thing to say, "Hey man, I tried to tell you." My kids can never say that I didn't try to tell them. Hey, you can listen if you want to, but my job as a parent is to watch out and tell you what I see. So hey, you can.
But that's projecting your beliefs on them. Go ahead, AmberDee. What you got?
Yeah, so I agree with Nate. And as a parent, I'm gonna be like, okay, this is what I observed, right? And you can pick it up or you can leave it at the table. You know what I'm saying? That's up to you. But as Mel was saying, I think it's really the foundation is trust. Do you trust that your parent, mother or father, has your best interest at your heart? Do you trust that the advice and the information your parent is providing you is not out of a place of selfishness or being self-absorbed, but because they're prioritizing your happiness in your relationship? And if you don't trust that the information your parents are providing you is not out of that place, that pure, intentional place, then yeah, don't listen to them or, take it with a grain of salt. But I usually will speak to greater issues within that person's relationship with their parents. So like they may be coming from a problematic or toxic family system where they can't believe or that they were never in a space where they felt safe with their own parents. But if you, as a foundation, I trust what my parents tell me. I trust that my parents have my best interest at heart. I trust that my mother wants me to be happy with my partner. I'm going to give some weight to what they tell me they see.
Wait, two of them.
Two fingers?
Two, she get both of them.
She get both thumbs up? I know somebody who came from a 2-parent household, and this was a guy, real talk. He didn't like that his mother ran the household. And his father had put up with a whole lot of things. And it's like, okay, you're the head of the household. Here you go. And the father is giving him advice. He wasn't listening to that. When he got out, he married something totally opposite of that because he saw, because he saw that you got a lot of nerve telling me what to do and what not to do when you didn't do it yourself.
Ready?
Right. Oh my goodness.
Wait, let AmberDee speak.
Are you watching me, Mel? Are you watching me in my life? Literally just had this conversation last night. We were talking about our upbringings. The person I'm talking to also comes from a 2-parent household. Exact same dynamic. Well, no, similar dynamic where, the father, in his observation as the child in that dynamic was that his father was incredibly insecure and so was very overbearing and obsessive and controlling of his mother. He didn't like that. So he made a conscious decision as an adult to be the opposite of that. But then guess what? Then he got in trouble for being too passive and a doormat and ignoring things and not addressing things. So I feel like everyone tends to bring in some baggage from their household, from their upbringing. And for me personally, I see the issues within my parents' marriage and I'll see parts of it and I said, I ain't ever going to do that. Right? But I'm not going to discount the things that I feel like are strong in my parents' marriage and in the advice that I do feel like they provide me that's valid. So it's not all or nothing. It's not a zero sum as far as parental advice.
To piggyback off of her, my situation, I've never ever seen my parents argue in my life. And so me growing up, my interpretation of that, when I got older and I had to learn that it was from that, is if me and you are arguing, I am going for the jugular. It's World War II for me because I'd never seen it before. My dad would just be like, oh man, I ain't got time for that. Or he can go watch his TV. But I never knew that, okay, that's how he dealt with stuff. Me, if we're arguing, oof. So
and that's not okay.
Right.
I consciously learned that, hey, okay, I didn't understand it. Or from my vantage point, I thought it was how it was supposed to be or something like that. But so the lessons that you see, it takes some time. They grow, they change. They grow and change. The core is, I've always seen my grandmother and grandfather, both sets of them, and my one grandparent, I'm not going to tell you who, but man, bless his soul. He would come home from work, cut the grass, do all this stuff, and my grandmother would take care of the kids. Traditional roles. But if my grandfather walked in the house, Mel, this might ain't apply to you, because that's the side of the tree. As soon as that man walked in, why are you wearing the same clothes, this, that, and other? And as a child, I'm like, why is my grandfather always messing with my grandmother? Why don't he just do stuff right? As an adult, I'm like, come on, man, slap that bitch and let's go. It grows. And I mean, relationships, back to the top, take work. You have to be willing, but you have to sign up, or you have to involve, you have to have a man with a game plan. And it all starts with you. Unless you are taking against your will, kidnap, or the R word, you have something to do with it. Yeah, it's up to him, but you have to understand it. He has to be the one that's capable of giving you. You look for a king. You have to follow that king, regardless. And you give this man the title of a king, and he can't change a tire. He can't bring food to the house. The queen don't really work. She sits there, and this, that, and other. And just like my dad come home and my mom and everybody do the wife did the housework and kept the house clean and stuff like that. But he deserved it. We coming off 12 hours. I ain't never had a light bill cut off when I was a kid. I pretty much got what I needed, everything I needed, and most of what I wanted. We'll have new cars every 2 years, this, that, and other. And I know that his position and his role provided for that. Yeah, my mom worked, and she kept her money. I go by that same thing. Hey, babe, keep your money. I got this. This is where I can hold it. Now, if you want to add to it, okay, all right. But you're not responsible for it.
Okay, I'm glad. Okay, that's key. AmberDee, read that comment for me real quick, please.
So Carla Lee of Facebook said, eat the fish and spit out the bone. Eat what's good, and if it ain't, spit it out.
Okay, now to Nate's point when he said you don't have to work, that matters. So it's optional. Whoa, let me finish. I'm about to mute you. But here's the thing. So you don't have to work, but if you choose to, you can. What happens is if you choose to. So she chooses to go work outside, but now the things in the house are being slacked off. What do we do in that case? Because it's like, well, you work, so do I. Is there a meeting you come back to the table and say, listen, love, I understand you want the job and you have it. Are you still able to keep all this up and work outside if that's what you feel?
When a man loves a woman, it's basic. Full, empty. That'll keep you in a lot of stuff. If this is full, the basic stuff, and this is empty, I'm not worried about the dishes and the thing, because this is full and this is empty. Men are basic. All men are dogs. You know my whole spiel on that.
Go with it.
Okay.
Real quick.
Y'all had a dog?
Yeah, they got dogs.
Okay. Have you ever told your dog, hey, do you think you should sit right now?
Hell no, I told him to sit your ass down.
Exactly. So if you tell a man what you want, he'll do it, especially if he loves you. A dog is the most protective, loyal thing on the planet if you take care of him. But if you tie him out back and you slide water over to him every now and then, when he gets loose, what does he do? He runs the neighborhood sniffing. And every time you get close, he runs off further until you start chasing him. 4 or 5 days later, after he ran and did everything he wanted to do out there, you wake up in the morning, you go to work, and he's out there on the front porch, like looking maimed and everything else like that. But if you take care of that dog and you treat that dog right, the door is wide open, that dog is just going to sit there and be like, I'm happy and content here. But when you tell him what to do or give instruction, that dog is going to apply for you. But guess what? Somebody coming out of the house, that dog will give his life for you. He's going to give his life for you. But you have to think of, what breed am I choosing? What breed of dog is this? What is this tendencies? This, that, and other. I don't get, what's the little Puerto Rican pit? The Tequeto Taco Bell dog?
Chihuahua.
I don't get him and expect him to protect my house. So if you're dealing with Chihuahuas, expect Chihuahua shit. Hold him and let him shiver and keep him warm. You got to do that. But if you got a pit bull, you go upstairs and go to sleep. He sits there right by the door. And you sleep well. Who you told.
Right, what pit bulls? Not like that.
Hey, but
my grandfather's Chihuahua, that one would rip your ankle off.
Your ankle. But I'll come up in your house with a Chihuahua, talking, stumping with the big dog. And I sit there, and that pit just happen to look out. I'm gonna, oh, hell no. Hell no. Could be the softest pit in the world. But he looks up at me, and I'm just like, no, I'm not taking that chance. So it all comes down to what you choose for your life. You have to choose wisely. So we're the burden, as y'all say. Men are the burden.
I didn't say that.
But that was the topic, wasn't it?
I said distraction.
Distraction, I'm sorry. Men are the distraction, but you choose and allow him to be in your life. That's the distraction you chose. But it's our problem.
Okay. It's quiet.
Quiet.
It's quiet. What you say? I need some sound effects, huh?
Hey, you know, some people like to throw around the term hero. I just said, no, I'm Nate. I'm just Nate.
Hey, you gave it. Look, I'm like, you gave it. But I like the analogy regarding pets. You know what I'm saying? So it's a good one. It's
better than that potato salad.
That potato salad, yeah, that potato salad was something.
You don't make everybody's potato salad. I stand by that. I stand by it.
Everybody was like,
right?
Hey, read that last comment. I think I seen something. Read that last one. What'd she say?
Oh, we like to hear it. Go ahead, AmberDee.
So, Toria Benson said on Facebook, said, right, Nate.
Yeah, you know what? And it does boil down to the choices and what we like. And if I choose to be single by choice.
You're the power. Women are the power. And if you get out of this thing that you have to be strong, I don't understand it. Why do you think you have to be strong? That's not your role. If I give you this much semen, you get me a 250-pound son. You made that. If there's nothing I can wear to the bar to have girls buy me drinks, I don't possess anything in my closet to make women want to buy me drinks. And I can't move mountains without physical strength. Wear the right top and push them up. Watch what you can do.
Interesting you should say that, because with the ratio being 8-1, I do know a guy that will go to the bar, he will buy his first drink, and women will buy the rest. Because
the depressing atmosphere.
The problem is it really desperation? Like, what's happening? Go ahead, Amber.
As far as your friend at the bar, I mean, I personally would not buy a man a drink just because they're quite expensive. The markup is like 400%. And I feel like, if my personal opinion is that when you're limiting yourself to a particular demographic, and as you pointed out, Mel, the numbers are already not in your favor, I think that is a breeding ground for desperation and a desperate energy. But if you are sitting back and resting in your feminine, you're like, okay, I'm going to just see what is who approaches me, and then pick from them, or choose to be alone. Then you're not going to be in that desperate energy. But if you're like, I really want a man, and that's not a bad thing to desire a partnership. But if you're like, oh, well, he has to be this, and this, and that, and you have these kind of either unrealistic or unattainable standards, then for you, because what is attainable for one woman might not be attainable for another woman, then, you're going to experience not as much success in dating, which will lead to desperation. Because that, to me, personally, that sounds real desperate as a woman.
But
look, I bought drinks for men. I've had plenty of men buy me drinks, but I've been male friends, I'll buy them drinks here.
Have you ever bought a drink for somebody you're interested in?
Yeah, after they bought me one.
So it was just like, okay, they bought you one and you just reciprocated it.
Right.
And I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at you. Guess who's not doing that?
Well, you don't drink.
No, listen, I don't drink either. You're right about that too. So I don't even know why I even chimed in. But here's the thing. Have I had drinks purchased and sent to me? Yeah, my cranberry juice. I have. Here's the thing though with the drink. Did I accept it? No. Because I feel like if I accept this drink, and this is just my thoughts, if I accept this drink, does that mean I'm stuck with you all night? Do I owe you, wait, do I owe you a conversation? I told y'all, I think like a chess player. I'm always thinking about my next move. It might be the Virgo in me or what. And it's like, okay, what's going to happen if I accept this? If I don't and I decline it, hey, how you doing? I can speak to you. But if I accept it, does that mean that I got to give you my phone number? And I haven't been to the bar in, I go for a good time, to dance and stuff. But it's like, are you expecting me to dance with you? Now I'm thinking going back to like my 20s where it's like, nah, because you're going to think you'd have bought me this drink and what? And some people may feel like, well, that's probably the people that you encounter. I have never encountered that, but I have seen it happen. I have seen where my crew is there and a dude buy her a drink and then he want to sit there and be in her ear the whole night. Because I told y'all the analogy about the dude that kept being in my ear because she wasn't giving him the time of day. Remember I told y'all I ended up being a designated purse watcher because I don't drink. So it's like, how much is this cranberry juice going to cost me for the night? Nate, go ahead. Tell me, you're a guy. You send a girl a drink. What's expected?
Nothing. I don't think nothing. I mean, it's all a part of common courtesy.
In your 20s, if you send a girl a drink, what's expected?
I don't drink either, man.
I know, but I'm saying you send a girl a drink.
My main rap, if I see a girl in a group, like if I see y'all three, I'm like, hey, girl, how you doing? Let me get you something. And the bartender tell you, 1 water, 3 straws. And either she laughing or calling me crazy.
Or cheap.
1 water, 3 straws. And then she's going to act all funny. I'm like, no ice. Don't put no ice in there.
But you would get my attention, though. That would get my attention.
And if I got your attention, that's my rap. Oh, got one. Oh.
Yeah, you got that one. You would have got me with that one because I'd have been rolling. I was like, this cat crazier than the mug. And then I want a conversation. Now, why would you do that?
Exactly. And I said, got one.
So is it fair to say that women are attracted to a good sense of humor?
I know comedy. Oh, yes. That's my go-to. I got jokes for days. But yeah, a man.
Was that taught though? Was that taught?
Yeah, my father.
He said a good sense of humor and a good job.
Good sense of humor and game, and I see it passed down to my son. So I like it when I see him dealing with women and stuff like that because I know he can handle himself, and that's important to a man. Ain't no Unabombers or serial killers ever had a problem talking to women, and that goes again to your power. I can't get women license wrong, this, that, and other.
Well, sometimes it is because there was a guy who actually is suing a girl for rejecting him. I think is it a doctor? I think it was a doctor. Was it a doctor?
I think it's in a foreign country as well.
Yeah, and that is wild. Go ahead. What you got, AmberDee?
The girl
Because
sued the man for a bad first date. Remember?
yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah.
But how you gonna sue me because I say no?
Right.
Go ahead, AmberDee. What you got real
So
quick?
I agree with, shout out to Salvage is that, it's just a thank you, maybe definitely a conversation. And I'm thinking back into my 20s, if he looked halfway decent, I would give him a dance if that was it, but it's definitely not an all night commitment. I would like to point out right now in modern times, you got women being unalived because a guy pulled up, cat called her in the street, and she rejected him or ignored him, and then he puts a couple bullets in her. So I feel like there is a cultural problem with men not understanding or accepting rejection. Like, we're all going to get rejected.
The woman's choice.
Yeah, it's a woman's choice.
Everyone gets a trophy. Everything's about you. I can't say the word FAG anymore. I'm offended by this. Natural Woman offends me. Aretha Franklin have made it in 65. That song now offends me now and shouldn't be played nowhere so nobody else can hear
The whole cancel culture.
It's the culture of the kids that were raised with no boundaries and no limitation. Do you understand?
No, let me say this. No coping skills.
Ooh.
But guess where that comes from?
The parents.
And primarily, I blame the fathers. If they're there, it is important for them to be there. The most powerful thing on the world, and you're going to grant Tyrone, who looked cute, got good hair, a child, and he ain't there for that child. That crowd grows up with just his mama getting catered to, estrogen, and all these boys talk about how they feel. Our generation, forget F your feelings, dude. We got to go ahead and do this. This has to be done.
Now, listen,
if you see my vest,
listen.
That's me.
You are so right, because even being part of a team, you can't win if you in your feelings. Exactly. You got to stay focused with the objective, and the objective is to win. And if your feelings is hurt because this person hit you that way and you still stuck there, can we please win the game?
Here's I'm going to show you. This is a glimpse of women. Ready?
Hurry up, because we got to go, and I got to do this footnote.
Okay. Money is the root of all. Money
Come on.
is where the popular is. The WNBA ain't making money. The Kardashians is. The Kardashians probably make more money than the whole league. You know why? Because they're showing drama. And it's all about feelings. They don't want to see these women advance the sport and make money and do, we're just as good as men, or you should come support us. Women don't support the WNBA. But the Kardashians...
I don't, because I like to see them in. I'm not really interested in the WNBA.
Exactly. So
Real
if
talk.
you don't support yourself, or what's supported or money given to is the drama. Real Housewives make more than an NBA star who's been playing that crossover since she's 7 years old. Here's $20. But the Real Housewives gonna pull your hair and I'm gonna throw a drink at you? Millions?
Now listen, I'm glad you brought that up. I play basketball.
Right.
Am I interested in the WNBA? I'm just not interested in it. And let me tell you why. For the very point you made. Feelings. When I watch the NBA, I see game. We see LeBron. Did I get annoyed with, they call him crying Bron? Yes, that got on my nerves. I'm like, can we just play? Like, come on. But the reason I don't watch the WNBA, if it's on, I might take a look at it, but I'm not deliberately tuning in to see it, is because of the feelings part of it. It's like some calls, they be mad at the coaches. I'm with that too, sometimes. But it's like, okay, move on. Can we just play the game? Real quick, TJ Holmes and what's her name, Amy Robach or whatever? Boom. Did you see that she allegedly is breaking up with him, done talking about he got her fired?
I don't know who that is.
TJ Holmes, what was it? Good Morning America 3, I think. And they were on there, and both of them allegedly was having an affair, and you can't do that. We talked about it before, as far as that hot topic. Well, now TJ Holmes is doing his thing throughout, and the girl Amy, remember both of them got fired from Good Morning America. Y'all remember talking about that, Nick?
Mm-hmm.
Well, now she's this is alleged, is upset saying that he got her fired. Ma'am, you agreed. Choices.
Well, that's that. She's got
no accountability.
No accountability. She got the complexion for the protections. Classic white woman tears strategy. And I don't feel sorry for neither one. I'm glad they decided to terminate them, but that's only because Disney, their parent company, put pressure on them. That wasn't ABC's doing. If it was just up to the network, they would have not cared and let them carrying on and acting crazy.
Well, here's what happened. Allegedly, he was dating somebody else. he moved and had somebody else that actually came out. So now you mad?
8-1.
8-1.
Multiple in office affairs.
8-1. 8-1. And a guy at 60, I could still make a baby. You got a time clock.
Who had?
We don't.
I heard her. Hey, lovely lady. Thanks, lovely ladies and gents. Let's go with today's footnote. Sometimes it's the smallest decisions that can change our lives forever. So again, I ask you the question. Single by choice or circumstance? That's what's added. I love you guys for listening. You already know that. Gotta tell you. Make sure you guys subscribe to the YouTube channel. It is below, going across the banner. Subscribe. If you want to see the show afterwards, for the listening audience, you can go to YouTube. You can check us out on your favorite podcast station. And if you would like to donate to Shop Talk with Mel, you can do that. The Cash App is $ Shop Talk with Mel, and PayPal me at Shop Talk with Mel. $1, $100. We take it all. I truly appreciate you supporting this broadcast. That is my time, lovely people. I thoroughly enjoyed you, as I do each and every single Saturday. Find you, embrace you. Most importantly, always love you. Until next week, people, you know what it is. Shop Talk every Saturday from 10 a.m. to 12 noon.